Hi, everyone, and welcome to Leaf Rants. The Toronto Maple Leafs lose 6-3 in Mitch Marner's return to the Las Vegas Golden Knights. And man, what a bad game. What a horrible game just from puck drop. Just getting outshot, getting hemmed into the defensive zone. Just brutal. Coming into tonight, a couple things I want to talk about before we get to Mitch Marner, because that's obviously the number one thing. Rasmus Andersson makes his Vegas Golden Knights debut, and Anthony Stolarz is making his first start since November. At the start of the game, when I heard that was announced, I was like, okay, Stoley, he wants the pressure, right? He wants to come into this game. This is the biggest ticket in all of Toronto sports, at least right now. Other than the Blue Jays, this is the number one game any Toronto sports fan wants to see. Any Canadian sports fan wants to see. This is the biggest ticket right now. This is the biggest hockey ticket on the market. And you start a goalie who hasn't played since November 11th, since Remembrance Day. Why? Meaning this game, you're going to come out on the ice. We booed. That's what happens. Like, boos at me, stepped on the ice, cheers when he got off. How do you start a goalie who hasn't played since November for your club? Just what goes through your mind process there when you have Joseph Woll and Dennis Hildeby? I'm happy Stoley's back. I'm glad to get him in the mix. I'm all for that. This isn't the game to bring him into it. This game has all the lights on it. He didn't perform. He wasn't ready. You threw him out to the dogs and they ate him up. That's what you have to expect. But it's Marner's first game in Toronto. A lot of boos when he stepped out onto the ice. First couple shifts. First couple periods. Every time he had the puck, he got booed. Every time he stepped off the ice, they cheered. Couple signs of fans supporting him from just Vegas fans. A couple of posters were like, "We followed you, Mitch, to the gold." Like, you leave the Leafs to be fan of Mitch Marner. Fan of the team, you're not a fan of the players, right? Team comes first over the players, obviously. But yeah, other than that, not many people supporting Marner. His team 6 goals tonight. He didn't have a single point. He wasn't even out on the ice for any of the goals. Isn't that crazy? He had 1 shot tonight, 0 goals, 0 assists, 1 shot on net. I just thought that was crazy. Wanted to point that out. Also, the Leafs have been absolute crap in their last 7 games. They haven't won a game in regulation. Their record in the last 6 is 1-3-2. Talk about going back to your old problems, eh? They got to figure it out, and they got to figure it out fast. But let's talk about this game. As soon as Mitch Marner steps off the ice, he gets cheers, and then Jack Eichel from Mike Stone sitting right in front of the net. Tic-tac-toe, 1-0, 66 seconds in. Loud cheer from Eichel, and ouch, that's a little embarrassing. Then there's a rebound that Stolarz gives up. Coldest makes it 2-0 early, and the crowd just goes absolutely silent. And I had a little feeling that fans would have a little bit more to boo than just Mitch Marner tonight. And I had every reason to be right about that suspicion, because I was right. And they go to the commercial break. And instead of a commercial break, they're doing the video tribute for Mitch Marner. And I was watching this and going into the game, I was talking to my friends, and I was like, I wouldn't be surprised if people started throwing Marner jerseys onto the ice during this. And that would have been sad for Mitch Marner, right? Like, Mitch Marner, he grew up a Leafs fan. All he wanted to do was play for the Toronto Maple Leafs. He got that chance. He played for this team alongside Austin Matthews. Some of the best years, not best years, but some of the most fun years, that 2016-17 season. There's so much hope around this team. But he kind of lost the fan base. He squeezed this organization of every dollar they had. His parents started looking for houses in Vegas while the season was still going on, and he was still currently on the Toronto Maple Leafs. But let's just cross that over, because that's a rumor and might not be true. It is. Like, who the rumors from? We've heard a million rumors about Marner going to Vegas. He talked to Reeves about playing in Vegas. Like, come on, whatever. But it's different. When you're booing Mitch Marner when he's on the ice, that is booing because he's playing against your favorite team, and that's not personal, right? You hate Marner because of what he did to your team. When they announced, "Thank you, Mitch Marner, for the incredible 9 seasons from the Toronto Maple Leafs," there were boos, but there were more cheers. And that is what you like to see, because that's cheering for the player. Mitch Marner, even though they didn't win crap here, they won 1 round. He played his heart and soul out on this team. All of them did. Matthews, Marner. He's not the reason the Leafs didn't make it. He's not the reason the Leafs didn't win the cup. He definitely helps you get there. But fans hate him for the reasons I just explained, and because he wouldn't waive his no move clause. That's the one thing I don't understand. Why did Marner leave? Because fans were showing up to his house threatening him. They were lighting his car on fire. Like they were doing a bunch, or breaking into his car, lighting it on fire, breaking into his car. Just a bunch of crazy stuff was going on. Like he threatened in Toronto. He had to leave. I understand it. It was time for him to go. He understood fans would be salty, but I'm glad that they cheered him in that moment because Mitch Marner, he really did give everything to this organization that he had. And looking back on it, would you have not had Mitch Marner? I would have traded him when Brad Treliving came in. I would have allowed him to trade him right before his no move clause kicked in. But literally you do that and the fan base isn't salty. And Marner goes down as a guy grew up playing for his childhood team, right? Like you want players to take league min, but they're not going to because they have to do what's best for their career. They have to do what's best for them and their family, right? Obviously he's going to go take $12 million and make all his money in Vegas, but I'm glad he didn't get booed as much as I thought during his moment returning to Toronto. So I'm happy about that. But let's get back to the game. Leafs into the second period down 2-0. And 13 seconds in, John Tavares gets a goal off a nice pass a nice rebound. Nice rebound. 2-1. And the Leafs are right back in it. Then they give up a horrible chance in the slot. And Dorofeyev makes it 3-1. Then 4-1. 4 goals on 15 shots. Need a stop. Berube kept Stolarz in. Sorry, I'm not used to saying that name. It's usually Hildebeer Wall. A few minutes later, Scott Laughton with a beautiful breakaway goal makes it 4-2. What a pass by Nyes to get it to him. Immediately after scoring the goal, goes to the bench, glove tap, and looks everyone dead in the eyes. And he says, "Let's go. Need to get going. Need to get going." And Bobby McMahon tips a shot from Domi, and it's 4-3. Goal is being reviewed for a high stick. Boy, was it close, but they count it. And Bobby McMahon has 16 goals on the season. I see people being like, $5 million for Bobby McMahon. I wouldn't give Bobby McMahon $5 million, maybe 3.5 like max. I'm not falling for that propaganda. I'm not falling for that. I've played these games before. But the Leafs come out of that period down 4-3. What a comeback in the second half of the period. And they have life yet again. Not a lot happened in the second or the third. Very just even back and forth period. Hurdle slams into Stolarz. And that's goalie interference. I don't know how he thought he could get away with that one. But yeah, you very much cannot. The penalty I was talking about right here. Like, look, just skates right into him for no reason. What a great penalty. What a great penalty to take in the offensive zone. And the Leafs go to the power play in a critical time here. They don't get anything on the power play. And right after the power play ends, let's pull it up on NHL Edge because they do get scored on eventually again. Obviously, it was 6-3. But let's look at this. Let's look at this amazing play. Bobby McMahon has it in the corner, right behind the Vegas net, and he passes it back to Jake McCabe. Now look at Jake McCabe. He doesn't really have many passing options here. Maybe he could get it back to Carlo, but his momentum has him pushing forward. So as he skates forward, look at Max Domi. Max Domi is going behind the Vegas net, around the corner, so McCabe can pass it up along the boards. And that's obviously what McCabe's going to do because McCabe is an amazing shutdown pair for the Toronto Maple Leafs. And then he goes, what are you doing? 2-on-1 the other way. Carlo back. Nothing. Barbashev gets it to Stone. Boom. 5-3. That's game. Thanks for coming out. Glad everyone could make it. What are you doing? Jake McCabe, I called him out in the last video too. He doesn't usually make mistakes like this. What has been up with him, man? He is losing it. His hockey IQ, his sense is just what he thinks is a good idea. What are you doing? Stone gets the empty netter too, and it's 6-3. No excuses there. Absolutely none. His decision making, it's crippling. That costed you the game. We talked about Easton Cowan the other night. Blew a tire in overtime against Detroit. Horrible turnover by him. This also cost you a game. Were you losing? Yeah, but you had chance. You had momentum going for you. You had hope. That sealed it. Takeaways, Stolars wasn't ready. Shouldn't have played him. Scott Lawton as well. Played 9 minutes and 28 seconds. He had a goal and he was a +2 or no, +0 tonight. Scott Lawton's been amazing. He has the heart. He has the soul. Play him. He's amazing. Put him up in the lineup. He deserves to be up higher than Cowan. I know Cowan's a rookie, but he has been outplaying Cowan. Cowan's been making some horrible mistakes. Move Scott Lawton up. This is the guy you paid Grebenkin and a first for. Play him. Domi and Tavares tonight. I also thought Matthew Nyes looked pretty good despite him being injured. Austin Matthews, too quiet. I thought he had a couple nice little breaks, but just getting nothing on it. Didn't notice Marner, not all. And it's just an inexcusable loss. You win this game. You need to win this game. Every point is valuable. These points are all valuable. Since that Colorado game, the Leafs have been not good. It's crazy that game sent their season the other direction yet again. Oh, this team makes no sense. They lose. No one needs this break more than John Tavares and Matthew Nyes. Hopefully Stolars can get rolling. You play on Sunday at 1:30. So, I don't know. Place again, maybe. I don't know what to tell you. This is a game that you need to win. It is. You need to win it for the fans. You need to win it for yourself. Like the players, they need to win this for themselves. They need to win it for the fans. They need to win it for Leafs Nation. They need to win it for everyone. And they don't. They come out with another loss and just completely inexcusable. Can't play like this ever again. Thank you very much for watching. If you like this video, please click like. If you really liked it, clicking subscribe always makes me feel pretty good. So yeah, let me know what you thought about the video. And I hope to see you in the next one on Sunday, where the game is at 1:30.